Yeah. The
Guess who's
professional
back?
ass eaters. It's me. I'm back. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey,
We
how
are
ya?
back.
Hey, how are you?
Alright.
Mm.
Oh, wait.
Pool. My favorite room.
Let me, get the pieces that I need for that room. Real quick. Where did I put them? There we go.
Ooh, I can't wait till we get to the plug puzzle in the remake. Because I hate it.
Oh. Is it more complicated, or?
It's just annoying.
Uh,
I don't actually remember it in this game, so it might honestly be mostly the same thing.
you just gotta
But-
find the pieces and plug it in.
It's a little different. And by that I mean it's actually a lot different. It's the same, except for the fact that it's not.
Just gotta find one more piece somewhere. I just did that so I wouldn't have to carry 4 things in my inventory in here. Later.
Probably a good idea.
Hello, Cabell.
Ada.
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 I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's
I don't
Leon.
think I
I'm
introduced
with the
myself
RPD.
yet.
Eh.
Fuck off, Leon.
You
No
think
one
you
cares,
get
Leon.
upstairs through this shaft? Give me a boost. I'll go and check.
Oh no. Excuse me.
Whee, now I'm Ada. Eh.
At least Ada gets a gun. Like
Yeah.
somebody.
Here's a gun, some ammo, and a first aid spray.
Picture.
And a picture.
A picture taken fairly recently.
Some blonde dude.
Some blonde dude. I think I know what blonde dude it is.
Ew.
That random guy who put the name Ada in his note in the first game.
Oh, this way. Whoop.
Fourth.
Juke, 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 juke,
Where's
juke, juke.
Port?
It helps if you don't run into the wall.
What?
It helps if you don't run into the wall when you're juking.
Yep.
Is this the block puzzle? It
Yes.
is the block puzzle. This is gonna be fun. We'll be here for a good minute, Lance.
Well, in the
Whee.
meantime, last time we said we were going to talk about Dragon Quest.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
Wow.
I got you. Hang on.
I don't know a whole lot about it because I've never played any of the games in the series, even though I've actually been meaning to. I know a few things though.
Google
Like
Dragon Quest.
I know a few things, and I just filled in a little bit of the information I was missing too. Like there's a lot of spin-off games and stuff, but for the main series we're talking about, we got the first 4 games on the NES over here in the US under the name Dragon Warrior instead of Dragon Quest. Dragon Warrior 5 came out on the Super Famicom, and we didn't get that over here, nor did we get 6.
Okay, that was in '95.
We got 7 though, right?
2000.
Yeah, 7 came out on the PlayStation, and we got that. 8
was
came out on the PS2,
2004.
we got that also.
And then what's after 8? 9.
So I remember
9 is a DS game that we
in
got.
2009. And then there was 10 in 2012.
Yeah, 10 is an MMO that we didn't get at all
Oh.
in any capacity.
Actually. And then the latest one, 2017, is 11. Which I think got re-released on Steam this year. I
Yeah,
think.
Steam and like PS4.
Yeah, I got a re-release, I guess is the way to put it.
And that's where we actually got it because we didn't get it immediately when it came out.
I don't know if we said it, but the first games were on the NES.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I also know like a lot of these got remakes and stuff. Like even though we didn't get 5 and 6 when they came out on the NES, 4, 5, and 6 got remade on the DS, which we did get the DS remake.
Yeah.
7 got remade on 3DS, which we got. 8 got ported to 3DS, which we also got. The first 3 games all got remade on the Super Nintendo also, which we didn't get any of the Super Nintendo remakes, but those are the versions I kind of want to play.
Looks like, as far as spin-offs go, there's also
Yeah, that didn't work.
Dragon Quest Monsters, which
And Joker.
and Joker apparently. Dragon Quest Monster Battle Road. I don't know what that is. Dragon Quest
yeah.
Monster is
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find
okay.
anything?
So it's basically Pokemon. You capture
Right
monsters
here.
and make them fight for you. This was released in.
Think fast. Here's one more.
I guess it's a series, but the first
The-
one was released in 1999, so it does coincide with the
I can't
Pokemon
reach
craze
the
quite a bit on that
ventilation
one.
holes. I'm going to have to
And then
find another
2
way
was
around.
2001.
I'll catch up with you later.
Joker was 07, Joker 2 was 2010, Joker 3 is 2016,
Ada,
and there's a bunch of
wait!
other spare ones out there. And those were Game Boy Color games originally.
Ada, wait!
Yeah, fuck this game, I don't care. We're talking about something now, I don't care.
But Ada.
I
not
think
clear.
it would have been funny if she was trying to throw the key through the duct. It just didn't make it.
It gets stuck in the
Got
middle.
yeah, good stuff. She got stuck on the bench.
I don't think we ever released the episodes at that point, but I think when me and Aura, when I was still doing LPs on my channel, when we were doing this game together, I think we both made a joke like that.
Yeah.
But we canceled that LP long before that happened. We released that.
I think didn't we finish it?
I think we finished it, but we finished Leon's, but I never released it because I kind of just got bored of.
Oh, that's right. You were playing it.
Yeah, I was gonna do the non-canon scenario, and you were gonna do the canon one.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
And we made it unnecessarily complicated. Theater Rhythm Dragon Quest.
Oh, I forgot that they got a theater rhythm.
Dragon Quest Builders was for the PS4.
Bother the cat.
I forgot about this, which is surprising I would forget about that considering how much I like other games in that series. But actually the originator of... It's not like the originator of roguelikes or anything, but the originator of the Mystery Dungeon, you know, like Japan's take on roguelikes. Torneko no Daikoban Fushigi no Dungeon. It's the first Mystery Dungeon game, which was a spin-off from Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 4, actually. It starred you played as the merchant from that game.
Interesting. Oh no. Skip dance.
They were also featured in some Monopoly-style Japanese-only game, so that's cool.
Oh no, Lickers.
Okay, he knows I'm here.
He knows.
He knows. They both know.
Stop it!
And this is how you die.
Then this is how I die.
Prepare for not decapitation.
He didn't decapitate me though. He just stabbed me in the back.
Hence,
Yeah.
not capitation.
Damn, Valdo.
I
Now
have
he's
to-
climbing on top of you. That's,
Now I have to do that all over again.
Unfortunate. That's rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's fine.
This should be just a thing when we're running out of things to actually say about the game. Is just look up some series and just talk about like its history.
Oh, damn it, I did it again. Go back in.
I have a translation patch for the Dragon Quest 1+2 remake on Super Nintendo and the Dragon Quest 3 remake on Super Nintendo, and that's, like I said, how I want to play those.
That'd be cool. If
I'm-
I was gonna play them, that might be the way to go.
I'm particularly interested. I mean, I want to just start from the beginning with that series if I get around to it. But I'm particularly of the first 3. I'm particularly interested in the 3rd because I did like boot it up on a whim and like I didn't go into it really, but I did just see like how the very start of it appears to be starting with like a random quiz for no reason. I don't know what effect it really has on the game, if any. But the fact that it starts that way just brings back memories of, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
I fucking love that quiz so much. Every time I'd go to start a new game, I would do the quiz over and over just to see what different options I'd get. It was like
Yeah.
a thing I just did. I feel... Wait, what? Dragon Quest Heroes? Featuring the gameplay of Dynasty Warriors by Koei Tecmo. Whoa!
Oh.
Oh!
Whoa!
Okay.
I don't even know anything about Dragon Warrior, but I love Dynasty Warriors. Sign me up.
Yes.
Or I should say, I love the style. I haven't played Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, we got it in the US, too, on the
Yeah,
PS4.
PS4
My name's
exclusive.
Leon. I'm with the RPG.
DSiWare turn-based strategy game, Dragon Quest Wars,
Can't
which we
skip
cannot
this.
no longer play because
Dead end.
we're DSiWare.
I think you can get DSi games on the
Think we get
3DS.
upstairs through this shaft?
Can you?
Give me a
well,
boost.
pretty
I'll
sure.
go and
Trash
check.
that again, I guess. There's some novels. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I've also the Dragon Quest games reminds me of how I feel about the Phantasy Star games. I've always wanted to play them, and I have access to them. I just haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
I was always especially interested in Phantasy Star because I was always curious what Sega's take on like a Sega take on traditional RPG would be like. And I don't hear anyone ever talk about them, so.
Damn it.
Yeah, an update released for the 3DS in June 2011 added support for the Nintendo eShop, which contained the DSi shop's full library of DSiWare games at the time, with the exception of certain games and applications.
Neat. There were 2 major television series that were adapted from the games. Dragon's Quest began airing in December 1989 and ran for 43 episodes. That's more than I expected, actually.
Duke.
It's called Dragon Quest, but its story was loosely based on Dragon Quest III. The first 13 episodes were translated into English by Saban Entertainment under the title Dragon Warrior.
Saban, huh? I wonder how that went.
Not well, I would assume. Oh, well, I can tell you why it didn't also go well. Due to its early time slot and a lawsuit filed by Toriyama for not being credited for his work on character designs, it was not renewed.
Yikes.
Yikes. A second anime series, Dragon Quest, that's Japanese, I don't know how to say that, Dino Deiboken? Something like that. Based on the manga of the same name. Oh, there's a manga. Oh, boy.
Yeah, Dragon Quest is like, it's kind of the competitor to Final Fantasy, and my understanding of that has always been that Final Fantasy succeeded better in the West, but Dragon Quest did better in the East.
Aren't they both Square games?
No, Dragon Quest is Enix.
Oh, see? That's where the Wikipedia page is fucking me over. Tricky. So technically now it is a Square game.
Technically now it is.
Technically, yes, but
I mean, it's been a Square game since, like, all of them since, like, what? I don't know what year that happened. 90
It would have been, I know it was definitely after Dragon Quest 8, at least, because at that point they were still separate.
When did 8 come out?
Because 8 came out on the PS2, and I think they were still Squaresoft.
Leon,
No, I
can
don't
you
think
hear
so.
me?
Actually, no. Squaresoft becoming Square Enix
find
happened
anything?
somewhere during the PS2's
Right
lifetime,
here.
so...
Well, I can just look up the fucking Wikipedia page. History time.
Think fast. Here's one more.
Let's see.
because is it Kingdom Hearts Square Enix?
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't reach the
That's why they
ventilator.
have
The
Final
very,
Fantasy stuff.
the
I'm going to
very
have to find
first
another way
Kingdom
around.
Hearts
I'll catch
was
2003.
Squaresoft.
You know, technically we had this ass backwards.
Ada,
'Cause-
wait!
I think technically Enix was the company that lived.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
according to Wikipedia, Enix was the surviving company.
Oof.
Which, what? Everyone just calls it Square, so imagine surviving your competitor, absorbing your competitor into one company with you, and everyone refers to you by your dead competitor's name.
Well, they made the mistake of giving Square top billing in their name.
That's true.
Yeah, they did.
To be fair, though, would you really want to be called Enix Square?
It tipped
It
to
doesn't
be
sound
square.
that much more. It doesn't sound all that much more absurd than
Do.
Square Enix.
I think Square Enix says that. Now, maybe it's just because I've always known them as Square Enix, but Square Enix has a flow to me
Alright,
that Enix Square
I'm
doesn't.
gonna do this.
It kinda.
April 2003. Each share of Square's common stock was... I don't give a shit about that information.
Okay.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 8 came out after the merger.
Okay. Wait, for some reason I just thought it was way earlier than... Like, it happened way earlier than that. Oh well.
That would explain why Dragon Quest VIII came with a playable demo of Final Fantasy XII. I didn't know that.
I love when that happened. Well, see, now I just know we've been robbed, and Kingdom Hearts 2 should have had Dragon Quest characters in it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Dragon Quest VIII was published by Square Enix, but developed by Level 5?
Yeah, well, Square Enix does that all the time. They love to let other people do, like, actual work on their franchise.
I mostly know Level 5 for being the guys who make the Layton
Dark Cloud.
games.
They made Dark Cloud.
That too, yeah.
Ni no Kuni. Really? Yokai Watch.
Oh, I forgot they made Ni no Kuni.
I haven't played that. It's pretty solid though. Rogue Galaxy, I heard that's pretty neat. I hear it's like the kind of weird that's right up my alley. So,
I have that in.
Oh
no!
oh no, zombie. They made Dragon Quest Sentinels of the Starry Skies too. Huh. They made all the Layton games. I wonder if I'll see those games one day. Oh, they did Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright as well. Fantasy Life. I heard of that. Professor Layton in the Azrin Legacy Liberation, maybe? The fuck is that?
That was a 3DS download-only game. It was some kind of weird shooter-ish game, like a mech shooter.
See. Apparently Chunsoft did some programming for some of these games too. Which,
Sweet ammo.
I feel like Liberation Maiden might have tried to make use of the 3DS's 3D feature in a kind of similar way to perhaps like Kid Icarus Uprising in some spots.
Really? That's all the
So,
shotgun ammo?
I'm gonna guess then that the Dragon Quest games. Well, I guess I don't know that for sure. But Chunsoft did work on some Dragon Quest games, and they're also the Mystery Dungeon guys, so
Yeah, that makes sense, because they...
correlation there, maybe.
Yeah, because Mystery Dungeon started as a Dragon Quest spin-off, so...
Take them. No, save the machine gun.
Yeah, because I want to save the... Well, I can save both of them for Claire, because of Mr. X.
You do have the shotgun, so you don't need anything else.
Yeah, so I'll
I'd
just...
save it for Claire. For
Yeah.
the record, talk about this game we're watching for a second. That's the zapping system in action. What you don't take, Claire gets. Take nothing, Claire gets both.
Yep.
If you take both, Claire gets nothing. I think Claire's at a disadvantage because the gun she gets in place of the shotgun is less good.
Yeah, the bow gun.
It's not. No, it's trash. I'm not gonna lie. It's bad.
Yep, it's bad.
On to the conversation I was having. I'll be getting called. I need to see what this is. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, Brood.
And then there were 3.
Yep.
Okay. It wasn't. Some people call you out of the blue and you're like, oh no, is this important? And then it's not, and
Yeah,
you're like, oh,
no.
oh shit.
Like, I'm busy.
Yeah, that's basically what it said. And I was like, oh, I'm busy, so bye.
Magnum.
Chunsoft also did the Fire Pro Wrestling series, which is mildly interesting because that's the... Oh, hang on. Watchman's Diary. August 11th, I finally had the chance to see blue skies for the first time in ages, but it did little to lift my spirits. I was reprimanded by the chief for neglecting my duties while I was up on the clock tower. There's only one thing I still don't understand. The chief seemed to be more concerned about the fact that I was up on the tower rather than that I was neglecting my duties. How was access to the tower prohibited in the first place anyway? September 5th, I recently talked to the old man who works in the scrapyard out back. His name is Thomas. He's a quiet man and really seems to enjoy chess. He even went so far as to design a special key and lock engraved chess pieces on them for one of the doors in the disposal yard. We made plans to play chess tomorrow night. I can't help but wonder how good he is. One thing that's been bothering me about him is the way that he's always scratching himself. Does he have some sort of skin disease, or is he just rude? September 9th. Thomas was a much better player than I had imagined. I used to think of myself as a fairly decent player, but he did a pretty good job of humbling me. About the only thing I imagined that could match his skills in chess is his appetite. All the guy did was talk about food throughout the entire game. He sounded fairly healthy, but he didn't look quite right. Wonder if he's okay. September 12th. I was supposed to play another game of chess with Thomas, but we had to cancel it because he hasn't been feeling too well. He stopped by to see me, but I told him to go back and rest, since he literally looked like the Walking Dead. But he insisted that he was just fine, but I could tell he was really having problems. Come to think of it, I haven't been feeling too good myself lately. Chunsoft apparently did at least some of the Fire Pro Wrestling series, which is interesting to me, because I like wrestling a little bit. But I think that's the series where, instead of licensing wrestlers, they just made knockoffs of like popular wrestlers. So that's fun.
Does Mr. Thomas have a thing we read later?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought because he was always scratching himself, I thought he was gonna be the infamous one.
Infamous one?
The Itchy Tasty?
That's in the first
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That's the first one.
Oh, right.
We hit that one.
Yes, Cavilla.
I don't like
I
Thomas.
missed it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, we gotta do Chris's, so you'll see it again if you're there for that.
Yep.
So you missed it once, and I've already read it, so I'll even let you read it. I read every fucking document in that game.
I mean, that's your thing.
Yeah, you read it is my thing. So, that's my thing, alright. Chunsoft did Danganronpa too. I didn't know that. I don't know if they did the whole series, but
I didn't realize that either.
yeah, it's Spike Chunsoft, which I guess formerly Spike. They just
Yeah, I tend to forget some of the stuff they're involved with. Actually, did they do 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors as well?
Zero Escape.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I guess I'm kind of wrong on some of this. A lot of things that are credited under Chunsoft were things originally created by Spike, which is a different company. Like Fire Pro Wrestling. And Danganronpa was originally Spike, but they got merged,
It's the whole Square Enix problem.
basically. Yeah.
Let's see. Like the Queen, the King, and the Jack.
But Zero Escape is a Chunsoft original, so. And I heard some of the later entries in that series get real fucking weird.
I've still only gotten around to the first one, but I want to play the rest of them. You know, all 2 of them.
So Queen.
It's something I've thought about, but I haven't. I always feel it's kind of a commitment, so I'm not sure I want to do that yet.
I think it's this.
I'm more interested in Danganronpa too, because
Nope.
I heard those are pretty cool.
Yeah, and people tend to compare them to Phoenix Wright, I notice, in some respect.
That's part of the reason I was so interested. I saw a video that compared them as investigative-focused titles, and how they did investigation differently. And I thought it was pretty interesting because, you know, Phoenix Wright is based more on like damnable evidence, quote unquote. You know, like actual things that'd be used in court as evidence, pieces of, you know, objects, physical things.
There's a
While I guess Danganronpa,
film here, but I'm not gonna pick it up.
okay, I guess Danganronpa is focused more on like witnesses, which makes sense because they're supposed to be teenagers. So what else are you gonna use except witnesses?
Yeah.
That's
No. I won't pick it up.
and also it looks like it had pretty flashy style, which is pretty fun. There's a lot of Mystery Dungeon games.
Yep.
And a lot of them we did not get.
Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Well, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is technically part of a larger series just called Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have any of the pre-Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games.
We missed the WiiWare ones.
WiiWare Mystery Dungeon games?
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon ones.
I didn't know they were those.
Yeah, we weren't missing much on that one.
Fair. I guess we did get Chocobo's Dungeon too, which apparently counts. According to this Wikipedia article.
We got one now?
Chocobo's Dungeon 2.
Yeah, we missed the first one, unfortunately.
Oh no. I'm hurt.
Final Fantasy Fables Chocobo's Dungeon. And the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, which... I played Blue and Red Rescue Team, but I don't remember them at all. I don't know what that means. If they're just bad, or if I just don't remember.
Zombies are
They
coming in.
A lot of it... One sec. A lot of it wasn't, I don't think, a lot of it was not as interesting as some of the other entries in the series, but I still thought it was good, and it did have parts of it that were interesting.
Okay. I was also pretty young when it came out, so I probably just
Yeah.
don't remember. Now, Explorers of Time was my shit. I never played Sky, but I played Time. Time was really good.
You know the whole deal with, like, Final Mix with Kingdom Hearts, right?
Mhm.
Sky is just Time Final Mix.
Yeah. I should play it one of these days. I just gotta get on my ass and do it. Yeah, that's one of the WiiWare titles. Title translates as Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Keep going, Blazing Adventure Squad. Damn.
Sorry, I keep sneezing. Sorry.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, let's go. Stormy Adventure Squad. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, go for it. Bless you. Light Adventure Squad. Save games can be shaded between them.
The thing I like about the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games is their plot, and the WiiWare games had basically none.
You know, it always surprises me going back how actually really good Explorers of Time's plot was.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon games really don't have much. That's fine. I don't need it. Mystery doesn't run it all in. It was great.
That's what I love about them.
Gates to Infinity.
That's what most people love about them, who do
I
love those games.
I haven't played any of the 3DS games. But I know this Gates of Infinity or something like that.
Gates to Infinity is divisive. It feels like most people didn't like that one. I actually thought it was really good though.
I need to play it. I'm bad at it. This is one of the characters who has 2 deaths, depending on which scenario you play. I think... Yeah, we'll see the other one. What am I saying?
I should clarify, Gates to Infinity, I enjoyed the characters and plot a lot, but the gameplay has some... Like, there's not nearly as many Pokemon available in that game, which I know is a turnoff for some people, and then there's certain changes to the gameplay that I think I can understand a little more, being like, people not being as much of a fan of.
Come on, answer!
Was Super Pokemon Mystery Dungeon good?
I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
That also depend, like, both Gates to
Bad.
Infinity and Super they're both different from the original, like, the
Bitter
DS and
irony.
GBA games, but they're both different in
The
different
chief of
ways. Like,
police.
the,
Co-conspirator.
Gates to Infinity is maybe kind of easier, and it removes, like, the hunger and stuff like that for the most part.
Scum. Make him
Super Mystery Dungeon adds
hang in
hunger
there,
back,
man.
and kind of jacks up the difficulty higher than it's ever been, to where there's more reliance on good strategy and use of items in your inventory.
Wrong.
Of course. It's called a G Young. The G virus Young.
Aliens.
Good God,
Aliens.
what was that?
Poor guy. Mail to the chief.
Oh, the puns.
What?
I mean, maybe not, but I guess no, because that came later. That wasn't even a thing when Resident Evil 2 was written. I was thinking Hail to the Chief. I don't know.
That kind of works still. Mr. Brian Irons, Mr. Brian Irons, Chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. Bird. We have lost the mansion lab facility due to the actions of the renegade operative, Albert Wesker. Fortunately, his interference will have no lasting effects upon our continued virus research. Our only present concern is the presence of the remaining STARS members, Redfield, Valentine, Burton, Chambers, and Vickers, confirming that somehow every single one of them got out of that mansion alive, despite half of them never appearing together the same playthrough. If it comes to light that the STARS have any evidence as to the activities of our research, dispose of them in such a manner that would appear to be purely accidental. Like drop a big-ass fucking monster in the middle of the city that just tentacle the shit out of them. Continue to monitor their progress and make certain their knowledge does not go public. Annette will continue to be your contact throughout this affair. Signed, William Birkin.
Stars.
Stars. It's bright irons, cheap. I have deposited the amount of US $10,000 to the account for your services this term, as per our agreement. The development of the G-Virus scheduled to replace the T-Virus is near completion. Once completed, I am certain that I will be appointed to be a member of the executive board for Umbrella Incorporated. It is imperative that we proceed with extreme caution. Redfield and the remaining STARS members are still attempting to uncover information on the project. Continue to monitor their activities and block all attempts to investigate the underground research facilities. Signed, William Birkin. Blah, 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 blah. We have a problem. I have received information informing me that Umbrella HQ has sent spies to uncover my research on the G-Virus. There are an unknown number of agents involved. They must not be allowed to take this project away from me, as it represents my entire life's work. Search the city thoroughly for any suspicious persons, detain any such individuals by whatever means deemed necessary, and contact me immediately through a net. With these precautions, any possible threat should be eliminated. I will not allow anyone to steal my work on the G-Virus, not even Umbrella. Signed, William Birkin.
Where are you going, Ada?
To the chemical plant. I have a feeling that's where I'll find John.
Ada, wait! Hey!
Are they re-releasing
Do
Crystal
you read me,
Chronicles?
Claire? We now have access.
Oh,
to the
that's
back
right,
of the
they are.
parking lot.
Got it.
I'm getting out of here and heading to the sewer.
Why did I buy a
Can you meet me
GBA
there?
version then? Or GameCube
I'm on
version?
my way.
Sword of Mana. What's that?
Sword of Mana is a GBA Legend of Secret of Mana.
Isn't it a remake of like the original game?
Yeah.
It's an enhanced remake of the original Game Boy Final Fantasy Adventure, which was
Yep.
released as the second Densetsu in Japan and Mystic Quest in Europe. This Final Fantasy Adventure is the first game in the Mana series, and Sword of Mana is the 5th game released in the series, set in a yeah, fuck off. Wait, so they remade? That's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense to have remade, because like on the GBA they could make it kind of equivalent to like a Super Nintendo game, where originally it was really rough around the edges, being just a Game Boy game.
Mm-hmm.
They remade it again
Oh.
in 2016.
Yeah.
And it came out here in this country too. Vita though, so that's why you never heard of it.
Yeah. Amiss and I did Sword of Mana. He did the boy side, I did the girl side back in 2012, I think. Long time ago.
Yeah,
That was a fucking long time ago too.
yeah, that was.
Every once in a blue moon, you'll see a new comment pop up on one of those videos too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not very often, but it's happened sometime. I forget when was the last time there was a new comment, but it's probably more recently than you would think.
Okay, I am going to
Mana.
do that. Okay.
Do I? Oh. Let's see. Oh man.
How long's this video been going?
34 minutes.
We can go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Should hit at least 40 something probably.
Yeah. Well, the first one I forgot I was recording, and it went like 53 minutes.
Wow, we've got longer than that.
Yeah.
Stares at hot of a boyfriend.
Yeah.
2.5 fucking hours.
Yeah.
I cut that into 3 parts.
I
Right?
know. I love the description of those videos. This is
We've done like Phoenix Wright the movie
Ew.
several times.
that's not out yet. This
It
comes out
will be-
first.
What? Yeah. Well, whatever. People don't actually pay attention to what I say anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, when you say that's when someone starts paying attention. This thing, I think, is called a G adult. Maybe this is the G young. I don't know. It's just some fucking enemy. It's an offspring of the G virus.
You take your time, Leon.
This is the only one that appears in this game.
Are
I
you
think.
dead?
Not yet.
Looks like it's dying.
I don't think another one appears in this game. Unless you play a different scenario, but I mean, like,
Alright.
it always appears here. It's not even really a boss, it's just
Just annoying.
There.
it's kind of pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Stop eating me.
You want to hear something really scary?
Hmm?
They are even more annoying in the sequel.
Yay.
Not surprising.
Particular emphasis on they.
Oh, there's more than one.
Yeah. Eh. Do you still fight? Do you fight Birkin shortly?
Soon.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Ada.
Ada!
Damn.
Ada, wait.
That's our Let's Play schedule. Soon, Tia.
What was
Yep.
that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid.
Hey, it's
Those
stupid.
zombies are everywhere.
Those
Not to
zombies-
mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada.
That doesn't make
as
it
an
any
officer,
less
it's my
stupid.
job to look out for you, but we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
It is better than Resident Evil 1's acting.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it's.
Yeah.
I think there's an argument to be made that it can be considered genuinely good for the time.
I think this is like the level. I think Resident Evil 2 is about the level of acting that like the first Mega Man Legends game is at.
Seems about fair. Most PS1 games hit about this level. I don't think any of them have really standout voicing.
Ugh.
Personally.
Herb.
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 I think out of everyone in this game, the voice actress for Claire probably does the best job. Good enough that they kept her. They didn't keep anyone else in this game.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
Eh.
Go ahead and save.
Yeah, like I said, she did the voice of Claire up until Revelations 2,
Actually,
which
no,
was
wait.
2014. Which she didn't do the voice in that game. She did every other voice prior to that.
I don't know. I think if I think about Mega Man Legends, I think some characters are like a little better than this because of how much life or energy they bring to it. Some characters are basically this level exactly.
One noteworthy thing. Oh, fucking sewer manager facts. I'll share my thoughts in a second. Use a list of the connecting facility. On the first and third Wednesdays of the month, Angelica Margaret, Chief of Maintenance, will make use of the facility. Be sure to reduce the moisture levels in the facility by activating the fan, as the equipment she will be using is susceptible to the effects of water vapor. 28th of every month, the chemical transporter, Don Weller, will use the facility. The chemicals he will be transporting are extremely volatile. Extreme caution should be observed throughout their transport. On the 6th and 16th of every month, Police Chief Brian Irons will visit the facility to attend the regular meetings that take place in the lab. On the 4th Friday of every month, William Birkin will use the facility to conduct a training seminar for the Chicago branch of Umbrella Incorporated, as the probability of an attack upon Dr. Burton will be high. Take every measure conceivable to guard his life. You will be informed of all other potential visitors and the times they will arrive as needed to guide these individuals to their destination safely. We expect nothing but the best from you. Charles Coleman, Security Chief, Umbrella Headquarters. Fuck. I guess one thing that I think PS1 voice acting has the hardest, like, average quality to gauge. Because the further into its lifespan we go, the more we see voice actors we'd recognize now doing more voices for games at the time.
Yeah.
And even, I guess even going back, you can see some, like, I think Steve Blum's in Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. I think he is. Someone is. I gotta go fact check myself now.
He was also Brink in The Dig.
Yeah, Steve Blum. That was right.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
John, I guess? Who that is. Makes it in the game that way.
I've blocked most of that game from my memory. Anything down here?
I was curious about it, so I tried it a bit, and I got disinterested pretty quick and just went to Live a Live instead.
It's... I think it is probably peak Square weirdness. For, like, the 90s. Because it's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, the only reason I got Brave Fencer Musashi at the time was because I had a demo of FF8 in it.
Wow, 2-for-1 shit special.
I hate that game.
Or
It has the same music composer as Chocobo's Dungeon 2.
Oh.
You wanna guess who's on the art team?
Who?
Tetsuya Nomura. Oh, we got a sequel too. Also with art by Nomura.
Alright, it's been 42 minutes, so I'm gonna stop for now. When we come back, we'll... I don't know.
Spinning in place.
Be spinning in place.
Next time, I'll find another RPG series for us to talk about for half the episode.
I like how Leon keeps trying to look at Ada when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's pretty. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, she's pretty. Aw, where'd you go? Ooh. Bye.